Yes, welcome my dear students. Today we are going to be learning chapter 14 in unit 4, that is applet programming. Okay, so this is a very important topic. Please give more attention and we will see this what is a applet programming. Right, let us see the introduction. Applets are small Java programs that are embedded in web pages. So these are the small Java programs that are embed means we are including, where we are including these small Java programs in your web pages. Okay, so applets are small Java programs that are included in your web pages, means you are identifying these programs are running in web pages. Okay, they can be transported over the internet from one computer to another computer. So if it runs in the web pages, we can transport these kinds of a program over the internet from one computer web server to another computer, client computer. Okay, so server to client. And next, they transform web into rich media and support the delivery of application through the internet. So hence we are transforming our program, Applet program, in a rich media, and they can delivery of application through internet. It means you can run your Applet program through internet also. Okay, yes. Now let us see. Here we are having two kinds of an applet. This question is asked for 2 marks. So what are the different types of applets available? Please observe here: local applet as well as a remote applet. Local applet. Local means you have to run in your system only. Okay, an applet developed locally and stored in a local system is known as local applet. Whatever the applet you have developed locally and stored in a local system is known as local applet. It means you have developed your application program, that applet program, in your system, and you are stored that program in your system and you are running in your system. Okay, when a web page is trying to find a local applet, it does not need to use the internet, and therefore the local system does not require the internet connection. So when a web page is trying to find a local applet means you developed your own programs which are stored in your systems, right? So it doesn't require any internet connection to run that local applet. It does not require any internet connections. Got it? So here it is a figure showing that this is a system where you have developed your program and you are running your program within your computer. Now second applet is remote applet. A remote applet is that which is developed by someone else and stored on a remote computer connected to the internet. We can download the remote applet onto our systems. This remote applet has been developed by some of our programmers, where they are stored that programs in some of our systems, and you can access that programs through the internet. You can download the remote applet on your systems. Okay, so you when you are a child, I think so, you are playing a Ben 10 game, right? This Ben 10 game is one of a kind of an applet. So you have to connect in a internet and you have to play through internet only, right? So it means that is an application which is stored in remote system, and you have to log in into that remote system and you have to play that, right? So such a kinds of programs you can develop. Okay, in order to locate and load a remote applet, we must know the applet address on the web. In order to locate and load your remote applet, we must know the address of a web. Okay, applet program. Got it? This address is known as uniform resource locator. So this address is saying as uniform resource locator and must be specified in the applet's HTML document as the value of code base attribute. So these kinds of a remote applet must consist of address, and also it must be specified within your HTML document. Okay, so where you are representing your URL in the attribute of code base, where this code base will attribute will resides in your HTML document. We will learn step by step regarding to your local applet as well as remote applet. Okay, now this remote applet Here you are seeing in local computer and remote computer. Through internet connection, client is requesting for that remote applets by through the web address. Okay, so that through web address is URL, uniform resource locator. So once the connection is established, remote computer will respond to your request, right? And now this question is also very important. For 4 marks this question will be asked. Let us give more attention on this. How applets differ from applications. Okay, so till now we have learned. Please observe, Java supports two kinds of application programs. Java supports two kinds of application programs. One is an applet and another one is an standalone application program. Applets are tiny programs, and standalone application programs are whatever the code you have created, right? Till now, till to first to second and third unit, whatever the program you have developed, those are the standalone applications. Now you are learning applet programs, right? Although both the applets and the standalone applications are Java programs, they have certain restrictions are imposed on applets due to certain concerns. Both the applets as well as the standalone application programs are Java programs, hence they are having certain restrictions. Let us see what are those. Okay, applets don't use the main method, but when they are loaded automatically call certain method. As we know, every Java program starts from main method, that is public static void main. But this applet doesn't consist of this public static void main method. Whenever you are loading this applet programs, they will call certain built-in methods. What are the built-in methods? Init, start, paint, stop, and destroy. They are embedded inside a web page and executed in browser. These methods are also embedded inside a web page and executed in browser itself only. They cannot read from or write to the files on local computers. Here, as we know, what do you mean by read and write? Read means to access and write means to save. Okay, they cannot read from or write to the files on local computer. Here it is the word suggesting, but you can access and you can store the methods which are you are implementing in your applets in your local computers also. Okay, they cannot communicate with other servers on the network. And also you have to identify here, they cannot communicate with other servers. If it is doesn't connect with the other servers, you are unable to access the applets, right? So here some meaning is there. They cannot communicate with other servers on the network, in the sense it must be supported within the same network. It must be supported within the same network. Okay, they cannot run any programs from the local computer. Here it is saying, but applet programs are run through from the local computers. They are restricted from using libraries from other languages. Also here some restrictions are there while using libraries from other languages. So Java can access C, C++ or ASP.NET also. If it wants to access those information, we have to use some library files. Okay, so whenever we are using this applet program, they are restricted from using these libraries. The above restriction ensures that an applet cannot do any damage to the local system. So these are the restrictions as specified in the applet. They are not supposed to do any damage to the local system. Now let us see how to building applet code. Here one example is given. Please give more concentration. Okay, so first you have to write these packages, built-in packages. Okay, yes, first give more attention on this. If you give the more attention, then it is easy to develop an applet program. First import java.applet.applet. What does it mean? You are importing applet folder which consists of a applet class. If you are developing an applet program, compulsory you have to write these two packages. Okay, you have to import applet packages as well as AWT packages. AWT stands for abstract window toolkit. This abstract window toolkit, in the sense you have to develop user interaction programs. Okay, now you are seeing in comment we are using applet tag. In comments we are using applet tag. So here the applet tag consists, here the code is nothing but an attribute. In this attribute you are supplying the value of compiled Java class file. What you are supplying the value of a code attribute? You are supplying the compiled Java source code. If you compiled Java source code, we are getting one class file. Okay, whenever you compiled .java, it will give .class file. And also you are using the width attribute as well as height attribute. I will show you this simple program how it will evaluate. Actually this is your HTML code. Actually it is your HTML code. Got it? So please keep in mind this is an HTML code and here it is your applet code, source code. Right, you have to suppose to write these information. I will show once again. Now you are writing your class. Your class is declaring as public. Your class is declaring as public. Now you are giving the name of the class. What is the name of the class? Hello world applet. Extends means it is inheriting. What feature it is inheriting? Applet class. So it is inheriting the applet class features. Okay, here one more method is there. Please observe here, public void paint. Please observe here, applets uses these methods. Init, initialization methods, start, applet starting method, paint is means to display the content, and stop means you are temporarily stopping your applet, not permanently. Okay, destroy means you are permanently stopping the applet. Okay, yes. Now let us see. I'm using one method, public void paint method. Paint method is used to display the content. So it is a return type is void and its access modifier I am making as a public, and it consists of the parameter as graphic object. Graphics means to display the content, right? So I am taking graphics object G. Here I am using one built-in method g.drawString. G.drawString. This g.drawString indicates to display the content. G.drawString indicates to display the content. What content it has to display? Whatever the value you are specified within double quotation. This is hello world of Java. Okay, hello world of Java will display in your browser with x coordinate as 25 and y coordinate as 25. So where it intersects 25 and 25, the content of hello world Java will display. Okay, so let me show this program. First, if you understand this concept, then only you can understand. Okay, I will copy it here onwards. Yes, I'm taking notepad. Yes, I'm pasting. Right, is there any mistake? No mistake. Please observe, this is in comment line. Even the comment line you must give it in the comment line itself only. Okay, now let us see what is the name of the class. Hello world applet. Right, what is the name of a class? Hello world applet. I'm copying and I'm ensuring that I'm storing file, save, and JDK 1.4 bin. I'm saving hello world applet dot java. Okay, I'm saving. Right, after saving we have to open our command prompt. What we have to supposed to open? Our command prompt. I'm opening cmd. Yes, command prompt as key. Whether it is visible, right? Let me make. Now I want to compile Java C hello world. Hello world. What is the name of a class? Hello world applet. Okay, hello w capital world applet dot java. So please observe here, if you observe, it has not came. Why? We have not logged out from the default directory. We have to log into our directory. Okay, JDK 1.4/bin / enter java c hello world applet .java. Yes, mistake is java. So now it is compiled, right? After compilation, I want to show one thing. That is why please observe JDK 1.4 bin. So here you are seeing view extra large icon. What is the name of a class? Hello world applet, right? It is hello. So this is, please observe here, this is my source code. Whenever I compiled this source code, a class file has created. Got it? A class file has created. Please observe, this is my source code hello world applet. Whenever compiled, it creates the class files. Okay? Yes. Afterwards, now we want to run this program. Now how to run this program? We have to type this command: applet viewer space hello world applet. So it is not showing, right? It has to give here compulsory java. Whenever you have typed applet viewer is the command to run your applet programs. Applet viewer is a command. Please observe here, this applet viewer is the command, and you have to give the name of the applet.java. Okay, so afterwards, if you press the enter, immediately your browser, whatever the content you want to run, it will be displayed in a browser. This is one of a Java browser. Okay, so you can run your Java browser. Okay, this is Java browser. It is running your content hello world of Java. It started from 2525. What do you mean by 2525? X and Y coordinate intersection. Clear? Yes. So sometimes whenever you run this program, it won't opens. At that time, you must know another method also. Okay, so what is the another method? This is the HTML code, right? I'm copying. This is the first method. I will show you once again. I am taking new file and I'm storing. You can give either HTML tags or you can directly save it. Okay, so I'm using HTML tag, HTML head title applet program. I'm giving just title as applet program, title and head and body. All these are not necessary, but I'm showing you. Okay, just for your understanding purpose, this is the body tag and this is the HTML tag. Okay, here what we have done, we have opened this already applet viewer. Sometimes it requires because your program won't execute and you have to save with hello world applet.html. Okay, I'm copying and I'm taking new, sorry, I have to save, right? I have to save. While saving, I'm confirming that in bin folder only I'm storing with hello world applet.html. Okay, so now let me run your program once again. Why I'm saying is, in our lab we are using Windows XP. Sometimes your browsers are identified and sometimes your browsers not identified. Okay, yes, now hope you understand this concept. Let me compile once again. Java C hello world applet dot java. Yes, so I'm running first method. This is first method. Applet viewer is a command for running your applet program world applet dot java. So here the browser is open, right? I'm closing. Now once again I'm running applet viewer. This is the second method. Hello world applet dot html. So you have to type hello world applet dot html. Why? Because we should know the both the methods. Okay, you should know both the methods to run your program. I'm opening your file. Okay, what is the name of a file? Hello world.java. This is our program. Now you have understand why we have placed these tags in comment in this program. Okay, if your program doesn't works, you have to copy these commented section and paste in new notepad. We have not copied, right? File, open hello world dot applet. Now you have to copy and take the new file, and instead of typing the HTML structure, just remove this, and whatever the code.class file consists, you have to save with .html. Okay, save hello world dot html. Yes. Okay, now let me check. I'm clearing screen. So I'm showing the first method, how to compile your applet program. Java C class name. What is the name? Hello world Java. Sorry, hello world applet, right? Hello world applet dot Java. Yes, no error. So first method I'm running applet viewer hello world applet dot Java. So it will run. Okay, sometimes if it is not runs, then what you have to supposed to give, you have to copy that commented section and store it with HTML. Okay, hello, where you have to store it? In your JDK bin folder. If you press the HTML, it will show. Yeah, yes. So this is the browser. In browser you are running your program. Okay, yes, that's it. So this is your simple applet program. Now the same thing is embedded in a web page. You are seeing in the web page, you can do like that. Also you are specifying the height and width. Okay, we have shown already in the execution. If the first method fails, you have to copy and paste this applet code. Here the code is the address of the file you have to open. Code attribute indicates the address of the file you have to supposed to open. Which file you are opening? Hello world applet. So here you are taking it as a class file because it is compiled, right? Okay, now this applet begins with two import statement. Let us see, this is a sample program. This is a sample program is explaining. This applet program begin with the two import statement. So the first import the abstract window toolkit classes. So first one you are importing your applet package, and first also you are using AWT package. In this AWT stands for abstract window toolkit classes. Applet interact with the users through the AWT, not through the console based IO classes. So just you have run your program, so you can develop your interactive programs by using your applets. So it is not as in a console based IO classes. In the console based IO classes means in command prompt only you are giving your input as well as you are getting the output, right? But here you can develop your interactive programs also. The AWT contains supports for window based graphical user interface. Here AWT abstract window toolkit supports your Windows based graphical user interface, just like as your VB.NET. In your VB.NET you have developed front-end and back-end applications. Like that, applications can be developed by using AWT packages. The next import statement imports the applet package, contains the class applet. So in the first statement we have written import java.applet.applet, right? So through from the applet package, applet class can be imported in your program. Every applet that you create must be a subclass of applet. So whatever the applet you are creating, it must be the subclass of a applet. Whatever the program you are using, it is a subclass of a main class. Okay, that is why you have written extends. In the program you have written here extends applet. So it is the subclass. It is the main class, it is the subclass. Okay, it is inheriting these features. So now the next line in the program declares the class hello world applet. So next line we have declared public class hello world applet. This class must be declared as public because it will be accessed by outside code. So why we have declared it as a public? We have to access it outside of the class also. Inside hello world applet, paint method is declared. Here we have declared the paint method. This method is used to display the content. Okay, this method is defined by the Iiibca component class, which is a superclass of applet and is overridden by the applet. So the code for this paint method has been developed in Iiibca component class. This paint method overridden by the applet. Whatever the code exists in your applet, it can be override this paint method. Paint is called each time the applet must redisplay its output. Whenever you are calling the paint method, it must be redisplay. It redisplay means it refreshes. How many times you are calling at that much time, it will be redisplay, refresh. Okay. Paint is also called when applet begins execution. This paint method is also called whenever the execution starts. The paint method has one parameter of type graphics. This paint method consists of one parameter. That parameter is of object of type graphics. This parameter will contain graphics context, which describes the graphic environment in which the applet is running. So whatever the parameter you are using for this graphics, it takes the object of a graphics and it will be use the graphic environment for your applet running. This context is used whenever output of the applet is required. Whenever this context, when we are using g.drawString, please observe here g.drawString is there. So this is the parameter. By using this parameter, you are using this method drawString built-in method. The main purpose of this drawString method is to display the content. Okay, so that is the context here it is using. Whenever the output of the applet is required, we are using the context of this graphics object. Inside the paint method, there is to call drawString, which is a member of graphic class. So we are calling drawString method. Already we have shown that what is the purpose of drawString. This method outputs the string beginning at the specified XY location. So already we have seen here, it consists of hello world. Whatever the string you have represented, it will be displayed on X and Y location, X coordinate as well as Y coordinate, right? And now we will see further topics. So if you observe the drawString method, the general form, the syntax of drawString method is void drawString of string message comma int x comma int y. Void drawString string message comma int x comma int y. Here message is the string to be output beginning at x comma y. So whatever the message you want to display, it will begin at the x coordinate as well as y coordinate. Okay, in a Java window, the upper left corner is the location 0 0. So origin, as we see here, what is the origin? This is the origin, right? Wherever the mouse pointer is appearing, it is the origin. By using this origin, you are displaying your content, right? So the same thing you are specifying. And next, notice that applet does not have main method. Yes, we have observed we do not have any main method in your applet, right? Main method in the sense public static void main. Instead, an applet begins execution when the name of its class is passed to your browser or other applet enabled program. So whenever you are executing your applet program, your execution, the name of a class is passed and to a browser or the other applet enabled programs. Okay, it will execute in your browser. The tool provided with the standard Java JDK is called Applet Viewer, and we will use it to run the applets. So whatever the tool we are using to run your applet programs is standard Java JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. What is JDK? Java Development Kit. So to run your applet programs, applet viewer command you are using, this command is one of a tool for running your applet program. Right now we will see how to compile and run your program. So for the compiling, you are seeing here C JDK 1.4/bin/ now compiling Java C hello world applet.java, name of the class file, right? And running, this is the first method I'm using, applet viewer hello world applet.java. Okay, applet viewer hello world applet.java. So this is the first method. Sometimes it will work in your system. If it is not work, then we have to follow the second one. When if you want to run this second one, whatever the commented code, applet code, that should be stored in the new file with the name of hello world applet.html, right? Yes, already we have shown. Hope you understand this concept, right? Whenever you run this program, this will show, hi, this is my first Java applet on the web, hello world of Java. So if you observe the code here, it has been modified with your HTML, that the information is displaying in your browser. Okay, that's it. Now let's review an applet key points. Let us see some key points. All applets are subclasses of applet. Whatever the applet program you are using, that applet programs are subclasses of applet. Applet does not need main method. Applet do not contains main method. It doesn't having public static void. Applet must be run under an applet viewer or a Java compatible browser. So your applet programs are running in our applet viewer or a Java compatible browser. User input output is not accomplished with Java's stream IO classes. Instead, applet use interface provided by the AWT. If you want to provide user interaction IO, then you are not going to be using Java stream IO classes. Then instead of that, you are using AWT interfaces. Okay, whatever the AWT interfaces exist, you are using that interface. Now applet organization and essential elements. Next topic is applet organization and essential elements. Although the preceding applet is completely valid, such a simple applet is of little value. Whatever the program we have explained earlier, it consists of a little value because it is not an interactive, it is just displaying the content. Before you can create useful applet, you need to know more about how applets are organized, what methods they use, and how they interact with the run system. If you want to perform an interactive applets, then you have to suppose to define, you have to know more about the applet methods, and you can make the usage of those methods in your applications. Got it? Now applet architecture, this question is asked for 6 marks, so this question is very important. An applet is a window based program. So window based means it is graphical programs. As such, its architecture is different from console based application program. So applet is entirely different. As we have learned, you can develop an interactive programs by using applet programs. Okay, it is hence it is different from your standalone application program. First, applets are event driven. So here it is suggesting your applets are event driven. What is an event driven? Something will be happens. When it will be happens? Whenever you are interact, right? Event. Action should be taken place. What is an event? Action should be taken place whenever you are performing some task. An applet resembles a set of interrupt service routines. So whatever the services you are using, that will be displayed in your applet programs. Here is how the process works. We will see. An applet waits until an event occurs. So an applet wait until some events to occur. The runtime system notifies the applet about an event by calling. Yes, now we'll see the runtime system notifies the applet about an event by calling an event handler that has been provided by the applet. So whenever you are executing your applet program, it will be have some events. That events will be called by event handlers provided by the applet. Okay. Once this happens, the applet must take appropriate action and then quickly return. Once the event is called, then appropriate event action should be taken place. Now, second, the user initiate the interaction with an applet, not other way around. Second, user initiate interaction. User is going to be interact with your applet program, not other way around. Okay. These interactions are sent to the applet as event to which the applet must respond. Whatever the interaction made by the user can be sent in the form of an event, and according to that event, the applet must respond. For example, when the user clicks the mouse inside the applet window, a mouse clicked event is generated. Whenever we click an event, yes. So we are explaining this same topic. Now, when the user interact with the mouse, some click events will be happens. So related to that click, it has to be generate certain events. Okay. If the user press a key while the applet window has input focus, a key press event is generated. Whenever you press a key while the applet window has input focus, okay, you're familiar that input focus, right? Key press events, whichever you are learned in your VB.NET. When it is happens, whenever you typed in a text box, right? In the text box, if you type or if you press, then which event it has happens? Key press events. Applet can contains various controls such as push buttons and checkboxes. In your applets, we can also place some of the controls like buttons and checkboxes. When the user interacts with one of these controls, an event is generated. Whenever it interacts with these one of the controls, and events are generated. While the architecture of an applet is not an easy to understand as that of a console based programs, Java makes it as simple as possible. So this architecture is very easy, then it is related to the console based program, hence it is simple and easy to possible. Yes, we have learned this, right? What is an event? If you click on the mouse click event has to be generated. If you press a key in a text box or in anywhere else in the browser, then key press event has to be generated. So the events will be act according to the code you have used. Okay, so we have learned this topic. So in the next, our topic is a applet skeleton or applet lifecycle. So we have to write this question for if they ask for the applet architecture. Okay, so this is the applet architecture. This applet architecture is also called as applet skeleton or applet lifecycle. Hope you understand this concept. We will learn in the next coming chapter.